Hello friends, thank you for checking out this video. I'm going to be doing this Katy Perry look that you just saw. It's been, of course, much requested. It's probably my most requested look, person to do a look of. But I will have some more of hers coming up also, but this is definitely more of a classic look that she has, kind of that retro style with the liner and the lashes and all of that. So anyway, hopefully you stick with me and you enjoy it, and thanks for subscribing and watching. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the skin, the foundation, and all of that, and if you just want to skip it, go ahead and I'll put the link down there and you can just skip all this stuff because it'll take a little while. But I am basically just going to do a really full coverage foundation. She often wears that, hence the classic look, because they basically used cake makeup back then. So I'm going to do that, and I mean, you can always just make it lighter. It's really up to you, whatever you like to do. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse, and the color I have is Porcelain Ivory. I think it's the lightest shade, and I'm going to be using a sponge, but I want to dampen my face first just so that the foundation blends in better and doesn't get too heavy. I mean, it is a smooth foundation, but still I like to have a little bit of water or something going on. But I'm using the Mario Badescu. It's the facial spray, and so it's, I don't know, I really like this stuff. Kind of smells like old, but it's not old. It's good. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray. I'm not really going to do my forehead too much, so I'll just leave that, but okay. So I'm sure that looked really funny. I'm excited to watch the video afterwards. Alright, so I'm using just a regular old wedge sponge, and it is dry. Hopefully this foundation is still good. I haven't used it for a little while. So, and it does, I'm going to warn you guys that this may make my skin look a bit pinker than it really is, so just ignore that. It's not a perfect match, so, but I'm definitely a perfect match type of person usually. Alright, so I'm just going to dab this all over. Alright, so once you get the coverage with that you want, I'm going to touch up with just a concealer, the Revlon ColorStay Blemish Concealer. Oops, I forgot my mirror. And I mean, this stuff covers pretty well, the foundation does, so I don't really need much of this, but I'm just trying to make a flawless base for everything else. And next I'm going to be using a concealer. I don't usually use this because it creases like crazy, but I'm going to be washing my face soon after this, so I don't care. But it's the Laura Mercier Secret Concealer in number 1, and I'm using it just because it gives a really good amount of coverage. And I'm going to be using just a concealer brush for this. I already have a little bit of concealer on, so I'm not going to need a ton of this, hopefully. Okay, and I'm going to finish that off with the Secret Brightening Powder. It's also Laura Mercier. And then all over I'm going to use I think I'm going to do the Blot Powder from MAC. And just pressing that on. Alright, so now that your base is finished, we're going to move on to the eyes. And I'm going to start with a base. You can use an eyeshadow primer or some kind of a colored, light colored base. And I'm going to use the Maybelline Color Tattoo Shadow in Barely Branded. Sorry, you might want to see what it looks like. This does give a bit of shimmer, and what she's wearing does honestly look a bit more matte, but I don't know, I just wanted to do this. I think it's going to be a little bit prettier, so if you want to make it look more like the picture, matte would probably be better. But I'm just going to do this because that's what I want to do. So I'm just going to put that all over on the lid and then up to the brow bone. Or to the eyebrow, I guess, but I want to make sure that I don't put quite as much up here, just because I don't want it to be like gaudy. And I wore this stuff, my last video I used this, and I wore it all day without a primer underneath, and I did notice a little bit of creasing at the end of the day, but it wasn't really bad, so I think this is pretty good, and you can always just throw on a base before you use it, and I'm sure it will not crease. But it really was barely noticeable, so that was cool. If you get a darker color though, I'm sure you'd be able to see the creasing more, so just be careful with that. Yeah, this isn't turning out too shimmery, which is good, because I didn't want it to be too shimmery. Okay, so we're just using 2 shadow colors, actually 3 if you want to include the little liner color we're going to use later. But I'm going to use a taupe and an off-white kind of color. So the first one is MAC, gosh, why do I always do this? I know exactly what this color is called. Satin Taupe. MAC Satin Taupe first. And then I'm using Bare Escentuals Soul, which is kind of a yellowy off-white color. Okay, I'm using this brush from Sonia Kashuk. It's a crease brush, but I'm just going to use it to apply it on the lid because I think it's going to work. Because I don't want to blend it all over the place. I want to keep it in a pretty specific area without putting too much product on. Sorry, that was a lot of words. So I'm just going to start on the lid, and I mean really we're just going to keep it on the lid. And then just kind of up to the crease and just kind of blend it in the crease, but don't get too crazy there. And once again, Satin Taupe is slightly shimmery. Well, it's shimmery, so if you want it to be more like this look, I would go for a matte shadow, but I just wanted it to be, I don't know, I like this color, so. I always forget how much I love this color until I finally use it again. Alright, so the highlight next. Alright, so I'm going to do the eyeliner underneath next because sometimes I forget to do that, like in my last video. So actually what I'm going to use is a eyeshadow, and she's got kind of some silver kind of real shimmer going on under there. But this is the closest thing I have, and it's Urban Decay Strip. Okay, so I'm using my flat eyeliner brush. And you want to get this, like, she probably has it on her waterline, honestly, but I'm not putting eyeshadow on my waterline. So if you have a silver liner that you feel comfortable putting on your waterline, it'll be close. But I'm just going to go ahead and put it as close as I can in the base of the lashes. Kind of an interesting move, but I like it. Okay guys, next is the fun part, the eyeliner. I'm using the Bobbi Brown gel liner in black. Sorry, you can't really see that. There we go. And I'm using also her ultra fine eyeliner brush for this. So you can use something angled or like a small pointed one, whatever you feel most comfortable using. I've been using this a bit now and I really do like it. So, all right, super thick eyeliner. Lord, give me a steady hand. So with this stuff, you put it on your hand first, and then you kind of just work from there like a palette, an artist palette type thing. So we're gonna do that. You're just gonna work it into the brush. Alright, so we're just gonna start. Sorry, I don't know why this, let me go up a little bit. There we go. Alright. Just figure out where you want your wing to be and then just kind of trace that. And then we'll just start making it thicker. It's a little low. So I'm just doing it like that, basically. Okay? So kind of straight out from your eye. And now we're really going to thicken it up on the top part here. So I'm just going to start adding and blending it into the rest. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, and we can always add more later once I get the lashes on. So I'm going to try to do the same on the other side, and then I'll come back and show you the rest. Alright, I think we did good. So next I'm going to be applying some false eyelashes, and I'm using the Katy Perry lashes. Got them at Ulta, and I got them in Oh Honey. So they're just really long, pretty full lashes. So I'm going to pop those on. Easier said than done, but I do have a video on putting on false lashes, so go check that out if you need to know how. Then I'll do the eyebrows. Hers are pretty defined, so I'll try to do that, and then I'll just, you know, add a little mascara to blend in the false lashes with my lashes, and then I'll put a little mascara on the bottom. So all that will be done when you see me next, and then we will move on to the cheeks and the lips. Okay guys, so the eyes are finished now. We're going to move on to the cheek area. The light is fading fast, so I'm going to try to hurry this up, but I'm first going to contour a little bit with MAC Emote blush, just something that's, you know, a matte contouring color. And I'm using my Posh angled blush brush. So we're just going to go right in the underneath the cheekbone. Alrighty, and for the blush, so I'm going to use two colors because I don't really have a blush that's exactly like what she's wearing, but if I mix two of them, I do. I'm first using NYX Summer Peach, which is a shimmery, peachy pink color, and then I'm using LORAC Pink blush on top of that, just a little bit of this because you could tell a little bit goes a long way. So she definitely has the color more on her cheekbone area, which once again is classic for kind of more of a 50s or retro look. So I'm just going to start right here. So basically right above where we applied that contour color. And I have to apologize because my cheekbones are not that great, so this won't look as good on me as it would on someone with more defined cheekbones. Alright, got that color, then going in with the LORAC. Oops. Just a touch of that right on top. I'm going to bring it a little bit up onto the temple kind of area. Okay, so I think we're good with that, and now I'm going to use a highlighter, and this is by Wet n Wild, and they do not make it anymore, but just something that's really neutral and shimmery. All right, so the cheeks are done, and I will do the lips now. So for the lips, I'm using a lip liner, the Prestige in Love, and then the lipstick is MAC Lustering, and it's just a real pretty peachy, bright pink. Just slightly peachy. You want it probably more on the pink side than anything. This might be a little bit too peach or red, but that's why I'm using this really pink lip liner. So I'm going to fill in my lips, apply this. All right, everybody, so this is my finished Katy Perry inspired look. It's kind of more of a classic look, like I said earlier. So anyway, hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions or requests for other looks. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!